Hi cuties! So there's been this really cool trend going around in the art community recently. A lot of artists have been drawing characters in the anime style of the 80s to the 90s. I was first inspired to try out this art style after my friend Senpai Buns made a piece of rad, which I thought looked really cool and aesthetic. And then all of a sudden, many more of my friends are making artworks of their characters in this style. Nanami made this really cool fireman, and I absolutely love how his outfit goes with this style. And then my friend Karma made one of her character. And then even Senpai Arts made an absolutely stunning one. So I have decided to give it a try myself. And in this video, I have a few tips for you to nail this style. The first few tips are simply about the style itself. However, to properly emulate this style, it will usually come down to using references. So don't be afraid to get a picture of some Sailor Moon characters and analyze what the overall style looks like. As long as you're not tracing, there is nothing wrong with using references. In fact, it is encouraged by most artists. Number 1. The first thing you may have noticed was the fluffy hair, or to be more exact, the fringes. If you're American, I think you call them bangs? But yeah, there's no other way to describe it apart from big and fluffy and kinda over the top. A lot of classic anime has the front hair go off the side of the head and contain a lot of separate chunks of hair. I was quite unsure how to draw Mayosi's hair in this style, but in the end I went with a more Sailor Moon kind of fringe. Number 2. The eyes are another critical part of this style. Anime eyes are very well known for being sparkly and large and out of proportion, and even more so in classic anime. Of course, the style of eyes depends on you as the artist, but there are some things that seem to be very similar within all old anime. The eyes are rounder and the pupils are huge and white, not black, and the whole top area of the eyes is blacked out with a small patch of black under the pupil. There are also a whole lot of highlights, which I think is the best bit. I love sparkly eyes. The eyelashes are also important. There is usually a top lash line and a bottom lash line that are both drawn separately. The bottom lash line is small and usually has only 3 little lashes on it, while the top lash has many thin lashes. Number 3. Another prominent feature in this style is the blush under the eyes. It usually consists of 3 small lines slightly below the eyes and is always drawn in black. In newer anime, this would be longer lines drawn in pink. Number 4. The characters drawn in this style usually have a slightly exaggerated and angled face shape, where in modern day it would be drawn smoother. This is usually seen when a character isn't completely facing forward, but slightly to the side. You can see their cheek kinda sticks out more. Number 5. There is no line width variation in these old anime, as it is easier to animate like this, so I recommend turning up your pressure sensitivity or using a brush that doesn't have much thickness variation. Then you will get a line of consistent weight throughout your whole drawing, just like in classic anime. Number 6. The shading style used in old anime is called cel shading. It means using hard lines and flat colors to shade and not blurring or blending the colors together. On the hair, there is also a little bit of highlight with a lighter color, so don't forget that. I recommend doing all of your coloring on separate layers, and then when you want to shade, just make a layer above the coloring and clip it down. That way, you won't shade outside of wherever you colored, and you can shade hair separately to the clothing. Well, at least that's how I did it. Now, the rest of these tips will be simply about the effects that you can add onto your drawing. These are very important to achieve the look you're aiming for, so don't skip them. You don't have to add all of these, but mix and match until you're happy with the outcome. Number 7. In classic anime screenshots, you can notice that all of the colors and lines bleed into each other. This gives off a subtle glow effect, or a sort of softness to the art. To achieve this effect, export your image so that you have everything on one layer, then paste it on top of your drawing and blur it slightly, then lower the opacity to around 30%. Number 8 with the question mark. I'm not sure if this counts as a tip, but I have also done my line art on a separate layer. So once I was done, I copied it so that I had 3 line art layers, and then I made one green and one pink. I then slightly moved the green to the right by a few pixels and then the pink to the left by a few pixels. This made it look like a glitch and like it came from a screen. Number 9. You can also add some screen lines by finding a photo online and overlaying it at the end. Or you can add 1 or 2 slices, like when an old TV would glitch and the part of the image would get slightly distorted and out of place. Number 10. Visual noise. This might be the most important one. Overlaying a grainy or noise filter will definitely give your art an old and authentic feel. You can use effects in your drawing program like I did here in CSP. However, you can just find an image online of some static and copy and paste it into your file, then clip it down to the layer your drawing is on and lower the opacity. You can also mess around with the layer features, and I recommend using Multiply. Number 11. Adding a yellow overlay to your artwork will make it look even older. It's kind of like when you were in school and you smeared a wet tea bag all over the page and then burnt some of the edges to make it look really, really old. I hope I'm not the only one that did that. Please tell me in the comments if you're guilty too. And finally, number 12. If you're going to add some subtitles to make it look like a realistic anime screenshot, then the text should be yellow with a black outline, with an easy-to-read default font. Don't use any fancy handwriting fonts, as no anime would ever use that for subtitles, and it would make your screenshot look definitely faked. Here are the final pieces side by side. In the first one, there are no filters, just a normal drawing in the 90s anime art style. The second one, however, has some filters on it. You can definitely see the difference it makes to add some effects onto your artwork. It's not cheating, you know? And it can make a whole world of difference. And that's all of my tips for you. If you like this drawing, you may be happy to find out that I added it to my merch store. I recently made a shop page on Teespring with all sorts of designs. You may have seen some of the items in my store show up below my videos. It's like a cute little shelf on YouTube itself. If you like my videos, art, and my character, and want to support me further, I'm sure that you'll find an awesome design that's perfect for you. I have even added kit sizes, and there are many color options too. If you see a black hoodie on the site, you can click onto it and choose other colors. But not only do I sell clothing items, there are also stickers, mugs, phone cases, beach towels, pillows, the whole shebang. I worked really hard on this store, so it would mean a lot to me if you checked it out. And it means a whole lot to me if you buy anything, so if you do, you can take a picture of yourself wearing it, or just a picture of the item itself. I don't mind, and then post it on Instagram or Twitter, but make sure to tag me. Then I will be able to share your picture with my followers. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.